everybody. Can you hear me? Everybody good? Okay. Anybody want to come off and join me on there with their face on here? That'd be great. Well, guys, I'm Katie McConville. For those of you who don't know me, National Sales Manager. I've been here about almost 6 years, and I wanted to come at you today in a little bit of a different direction. A lot of these calls are very technical, and those are outstanding and half the battle. But the other half of the battle here is the mental side. It's the mental fortitude, it's the strength, it's the self-discipline. And I think that that is where some of us really struggle. So I wanted to kind of take this call in a little bit of a psychological way instead of just being in a technical manner. So I want to talk to you today about discipline versus motivation. So there's a really big difference between the two. Discipline, by definition, is this: the practice of training people to obey rules or a code of behavior using punishment to correct disobedience. The definition of motivation is the reason or reasons one has for acting or behaving in a particular way. I want you to think about some of the words that were used in those definitions. Very different verbiage. Oh, the other half of motivation, is the general desire or willingness of someone to do something. So the fundamental differences between discipline and motivation are this. Discipline is training and punishment versus motivation, which is desire and willingness. When you think about those two sets of words, who do you think is going to succeed? The person who trains and punishes themselves when they don't have the results that they want, or the person who's just got desire and willingness? I want you to think about bodybuilders or people that work out a lot. The discipline that they have. Do you think that they have a desire, or do you think that they are training and obeying? I can promise you they're training and obeying, because nobody wants to eat chicken and rice 8 times a day for 12 years. I can promise you they don't want to do that. A great quote that I found says that motivation is what gets you going, but discipline is what keeps you there. Okay, that's a really amazing sentence if you think about it. Think about anything you've ever started, whether it was going to the gym, having a better diet, starting a hobby. Anything that you've ever started was started by motivation. But anything you've ever quit is because you lacked discipline, right? I know that that is big in my life. I flip-flop in and out of the gym. I'm amazing for 3 months, and then I'm terrible for 3 months. And that's a lack of discipline. And, a lot of what I'm going to say today might hurt some feelings, but that's the point of these calls, because these calls are designed to make you better. They're designed to pull your greatness out of you, not to coddle you. This industry is going to chew you up and spit you out if you don't armor yourself with the tools and the resources that we have. So again, motivation is what gets you going, but discipline is what keeps you there. So I've got a couple questions I want to ask you guys, and I want you to sit and think about them. I'm going to go through them a little bit slow, and I really want you to think about the words I'm asking. So my questions are this. When you were at your W-2 job previously, why did you need motivation? The answer is you didn't. Your motivation was your paycheck. You did the job that was needed to get done because you wanted the result of a paycheck. So why is that changed? You didn't need incentives to go to work, or you didn't need your boss to motivate you to show up every day at 9 o'clock. So why is that changed? Why did you used to have the discipline to work a W-2 job 5 days a week, 40 plus hours a week in many cases, but you don't have the discipline to do that here? Why has that changed? Why did you sit and pray for a better opportunity, try very hard in the beginning when you got here, but now not as much? Why has that changed? Why would you break your back, bleed, sweat, cry, bend over backwards for a boss who really didn't care about you, who replaced you the moment you left, but you won't work that hard for yourself? Why has that changed? Why did you take verbal abuse or being overworked and underpaid or any type of hostile work environment? Why did you take it day after day, week after week, month after month, maybe year after year? But you whine about a mean senior or you whine about a 0 day. Why has your tolerance changed? Why were you so disciplined at your last job that you showed up on time, stayed late, did whatever it took to get the job done, but now you cut your hours and you cut corners? Why has that changed? Are you the agent that you said you would be throughout your interview and training process? If not, why has that changed? These questions are designed to hurt a little bit because this industry is all about you. We rise and fall on ourselves here. This is a self-promoting system. Our sales are based on our effort. So this is one of those times where you have to look in the mirror and really ask these questions, because it's no one's fault why you're not succeeding except yourself. You have thousands of resources. You have a team, you have an upline. I don't care what upline that you're on. You have an upline filled with people that are here to help you, to answer your questions, to send you resources. Just last night, one of my agents reached out to me. She's having a little bit of a challenge. I sent her a bunch of videos. Sometimes we just forget that we have resources, places that are already there for us. So another question I have for you is, who told you this would be easy? No one did. But who told you the hard work would be worth it? Everyone did. I tell that to every single person I train on my team. This is not easy. Making this type of money is not easy, but it's finally worth the hard work. So the people that think they're going to come in here and work 10, 20 hours a week, making 10, 15 grand a month, doesn't exist. I'm one of the highest producers here on our team. I make a lot of money, but I don't work 10 to 15, 20 hours a week. It doesn't work like that. But I promise you it's going to be worth it. Many of you don't know who I am. And for the first few years of my career here, I had a tagline, kind of like the funny Bravo, Housewives TV shows. And I gave myself a tagline, and it's, be your own boss, but be your own boss. That's the beauty of owning your own business and this industry, is you are in control. But that means you also have to force yourself to go to work when you don't want to. That means you have to force yourself to do things because nobody is going to force you. You don't have a boss over your shoulder. You are your boss. And so that comes with the good and the bad. If you're going to give yourself time off to go do something fun, that means you got to double down the week before or double down the week after. I'm about to go to Africa for 2.5 weeks. I've been working my tail off the last month to make up for that. I'm letting myself have the time off, but I also made myself work harder the month before I left. This is a really hard job because you don't have someone telling you what to do. Intrinsic motivation is very difficult. Intrinsic discipline is even more difficult. My questions are thought-provoking because I really want you to think why you're not giving it your all, why you're not just refusing to have the most success you possibly can. Again, this job is brutal. This industry is brutal because it's based on us and us alone. We can't blame our upline. We can't blame our sideline. We can't blame the leads. Because guess what? Other people are doing more with less than you have. So it's us. We got to really look in that mirror. Ashley said it yesterday on the call. There's two ways for us that we don't succeed here. Either we're doing it wrong or we're not doing it enough, or both. The system works if you work it. If you ask any one of our high producers, myself included, people that are always on the leaderboard, our answers are really simple. We're not better. We're just doing it more. Yeah, we might have a few little power phrases or tips and tricks, and those we always try to share with everybody. They're not proprietary to our own team. We share everything on these calls. Are you on the morning calls every morning? Are you on the extra Zoom calls? Are you on any type of educational situation that's being brought to you? Are you looking at the website, watching those hundreds of videos that are there? Are you going back through conference call notes? Are you even taking notes during your conference calls? Are you doing everything possible? And again, the people who are always on the leaderboard, we're not better at this than you. We're just doing it more. We're working more. We're seeing more people. So it's really that simple, you guys. It's just, you got to put the time in. Yes, you have to study. Yes, you have to prepare. Yes, you need to know your door rebuttals, things like that. But the mental side of this is just as important as the technical side. Having the mental strength and fortitude to get through the 0 sales days, to get through your own front door, to put your family to the side and say, no, honey, I can't run to the grocery store at noon to get milk. I'll get it on my way home at 6 o'clock. That is what is a really big challenge for people that are in this PEP program, is they've let distractions get in. They've lost their discipline. But you know what, guys? The great thing is you can get it back today. Not tomorrow, not Monday. You can get it back today. The moment you decide to go all in, that's it. It's over. Meaning, put these bad habits behind us, put these weak mental moments behind us, and just decide to dig in. Jessica Dunlap has a great quote, and I know it comes from something else, but I'm going to paraphrase it. It's called double down in the dip. So when things are hard, don't roll over and show your belly. Dig in, work harder, refuse to give up. You guys, you have the opportunity of a lifetime here. And it's so hard as a coach to watch people waste this opportunity. Now, I'm not saying wasting it by struggling. That's different. If you're struggling and you're talking to your coach, you're doing what you're supposed to be doing. I'm saying people that are lazy, people that are not putting in all the effort. Don't quit the dip. Thank you. I knew I had it wrong. It's just such a great, oh my gosh, I'm struggling today. It's such a great paraphrase, I guess is the word. But it's, the moment you decide to double down and to fight back and to not waste this opportunity, it will change your life. But this is not easy. You think people that make all this money, it's easy? No, it's flipping hard, you guys. But you know what? When you do the hard work, you get to have the fun, right? Like, I just wish I could go into every single person on my team and everyone's team. And as coaches, we wish we could do it for you. We wish we could knock the doors for you, make the sales for you. I promise you we do, because your sales mean more to us than our sales. And anybody who's a manager on this call will agree with that. Our downline sales are 10 times more important than our sales, because we want our people making money. And, it's just that difference between motivation versus discipline. And I want you to think back to when life was really bad before you got here to NASB, when it was really financially bad. And I want you to truly evaluate yourself. I want you to take a few minutes this morning, maybe text your upline and say, hey, I've not done what I said I was going to do. I'm not the agent I said I would be through my interview process and my training process. And I want to change, because guys, the money is here. You see the people around you making all these sales, their lives elevating, new cars, out of debt, vacations, savings accounts. Like I was just at Ashley's last night working on some stuff very late, and we were talking about my savings account. I never thought I would ever have one, let alone the size of one I have right now. And, but it came from flipping hard work. It came from door after door after door, after presentation after presentation. It takes time, but those who are willing to put the time and effort in are going to reap the rewards. And the point of this call, the one I decided I wanted to talk to you about, is because each of you on this call, I'm looking at some of the names on here. I don't know some of you, but I know some of you, and I know what you're capable of, because guess what? We are all capable of it. Every single person on this call is capable to make $10,000 or more a month. Every single person here. It's just how hard you're willing to work. And again, I'm not saying go put 80 hours in. I'm not saying that. But I'm saying, are you really working 40 hours a week? Or are you kind of more like 25 every single week? And again, my question is why? Why has that changed? Why did you work like a dog at your last job and you don't do that here? One of my biggest frustrations, guys, is seeing people come from an industry maybe where they worked 40 hours, right? And then they move over here and they work 20 hours a week, but they make twice as much as what they used to make. So my mentality is, well, if I make twice as much as I am used to making, working half the time, what if I put in the same amount of hours I used to put in? Maybe I can triple or quadruple what I used to make. So it's just how you think about things. And, I can't make that decision for you, but I beg you to think about it. If you really put your all in here, what are you capable of? And I think you'd be surprised. So I just want to leave you with this. I'm going to keep it short and sweet today. Stop letting yourself down. You deserve so much better than what you're giving yourself. And I don't know what everyone's life looks like. I don't know what everyone's financials look like. But what I can tell you is that if you're on this call, either your coach made you be on this call, or you've taken it upon yourself to broaden your horizon, taken a little more education, and I applaud you for that. But stop letting yourself down. Stop watching other people's lives improve when yours is staying the same simply because you're not willing to put the work in. You don't need these incentives. Yeah, they're nice, but we are grown adults. We have bills to pay. We have lives we want to live. We don't need our managers to motivate us to go to work. We need ourselves to want better lives. And I hope you take it. I hope you take a chance on yourself and you dig in and you see what you're made out of. Because I took that challenge about 4 years ago. I had a really rough start here. I had a terrible first year, and I wanted to see what I was made out of. I wanted to see what I was capable of. And you know what? I've been lazy at times. Heck yeah, I have. I've lost my discipline. Totally and admittedly so. But you know what? I always get it back. And you can too, and it can start today. And I just hope that you bet on yourself and you work as hard for yourself as you used to work for your past jobs, because I promise you, you're going to end up with a better life. So stop letting yourself down. You deserve so much better. And that's all I got for you today. Thanks, everybody. I don't know how to end this. I don't know if Ashley is